Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, many blessings and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the house of David, that by after our die, for whom these epistles are written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. I just want to give like a quick little PSA. Esau has given me a strike on my main channel, which I usually load up daily, and he gave me a warning or a strike or whatever you want to call it on another channel. So brothers, I have backups just for this type of situation. So just stick with me. If I haven't posted for a couple of days, understand that it's because I'm forced not to. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to be, as the scriptures say, try to be in the temple daily. You know what I'm saying? And trying to do whatever I can to help build in this third temple, man. So enough about me. Let's get on to the lesson. So I'm making this lesson, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, and I pray that this is edifying. Making this lesson from an article I brought out of camp recently, but what I'm saying, we can get a little bit more meat off the bone. And it's quite ironic, but at the same time, everything comes full circle, So, it's just, we just try to pay attention and bring these prophecies out so that you can receive this message and protect yourself in these last times, and not carnally. We're talking about putting on the righteous breastplate, okay? The spiritual righteousness that the Lord has granted us through this holy word. All right, so this is 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last, let me read that one more time. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. That's right. To people of the world, it sounds like a broken record. Oh, you guys have been saying this. Oh, you guys been doing this. Oh, this and that. Okay. That's because the Lord has not put that light in them for them to be able to use. Or in this case, their lamps, all right, or don't have any more wick in it. Okay. So they don't have any light. When you're walking through the darkness in the woods, you're going to need a lamp, all right, to guide you the way, or guide the way. And if you don't have any light or any oil in your lamp, you can't see. And the scripture says where there's no vision, the people perish. So these are the times that we're so seriously, like the young lady came up to camp, we're just trying to reiterate, like, look, the prophecies are what's important right now. Okay. You have to say the name. You have to get the names correct. We're too close to the finish line to be playing around. Okay, not saying I was taking a tone with her, but more than likely, just giving a sense of urgency, because that's what Jake is. Jake is a master procrastinator. Okay, so this is 2 Timothy 3:1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, holy." We have a lot of that in Israel. We ain't even talking about niggas of the world. Just in the fact of the world of Israel within itself, the people that know they're Israelites. We have a lot of this, proud, blasphemers. Okay, talking against the men that taught you. Okay. Talking against, there's a custom within our nation that you have respect for the elderly of our nation, man. Okay. Now I know we've been in America, and some of us have come short of this when we were younger. Okay. But when you come into this truth, you put off childish things. You become a grown up. You understand the value of the past things. Okay. Things of our ancient customs. Okay. And these are things that are going to return unto the nation of Israel in a big way. But it's only going to come through the 1/3, okay, starting with Yahweh Shai Mashiach, the 12 apostles, and 144,000 men after, okay? That's what we have to look for. That's why we preach this word. That's why we prophesy the downfall and destruction of Babylon the Great, because that coincides with the kingdom being raised up, okay? 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." And let's look up that word perilous. Okay?
Strong's G 5467. Chalepas. Chalepas.
Perilous means in this definition, hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. We're getting ready to enter into some seriously savage times, and the people aren't gonna care. This is a very, look it around. There's an app called Instagram, okay? There's an app called Facebook. It's all about yourself. It's all about promoting yourself, your brand, okay? These people don't care anything about Yahweh Shemal Shah. They don't care. And a few of us that do care, we're being persecuted on a daily for it. But that's fine, because that's a part of the walk. See, those spirits come on your flesh. You're like, man, what am I going to do? How I'm going to eat, this and that. And you start to worry about things that consume the flesh instead of worrying about Yahweh Shemal Shah, who consumes the spirit. You know? The flesh is not going to win in the end. The flesh is going to die off and go back into the ground. The spirit is what lives on. You feed your spirit, not your flesh. Okay? Some of us come shorter than others, or come up shorter than others. But guess what? The body is there. The third temple is there to help us renew on a daily basis. The Lord renews our spirit every day we die here. Every day we die here. Okay? So this is a perilous times, dangerous, all right, harsh, fierce, savage times we're in, okay? Strong's definition says through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, i.e. dangerous, by implication, furious, fierce, perilous. That's right. So we're entering into times that are so dangerous, all right, that Carl Icahn, all right, the mafia member himself, all right, the small hatter himself, the 1948er himself, is about to demonstrate to you that there's some parallels between the Roman Empire and the American Empire. Let's read. It says, throughout 2022, and this is the name of the article, it's from Yahoo News. It says, billionaire investor Carl Icahn, okay, warns the worst is yet to come for investors and compares the U.S. inflation to the fall of the Roman Empire. Boom. You know, our elders and apostles have been saying this, and they've gone into the history and given you the parallels. And now all of a sudden, a 1948 or a small hatter, he's giving the same understanding in a way. Okay, all, you know, not perfected. Okay, but still, he has understanding that this place is getting ready to fall, just like Rome did. It says throughout 2022, Wall Street has reportedly warned investors that a recession could be on its way. It says from J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon to former Federal Reserve officials, the world's top economic minds have pointed practically in unison. It says to the storm of headwinds facing the global economy and expressed fears about the potential for a serious downturn. It says in the U.S., consumers are grappling with near 40-year high inflation and rising interest rates, all while the world struggles to cope with the war in Ukraine, which is, you know, staged by the elites, the Chaldeans. It says the European energy crisis, China's COVID, Crown 19 zero policies. It says, and even after a more than 21% drop in the S&P 500 this year, Wall Street's best mind still thinks the stocks have further to fall. And that's crazy. Right off the cliff. It says Icahn made his name as a corporate raider. Let me read that up top level. It says, the worst is yet to come. Carl Icahn, who serves as the chairman of Icahn Enterprises, and boasts a net worth of $23 billion, it says, told MarketWatch at the Best New Ideas in Money Festival on Wednesday. Icahn made his name as a corporate raider on Wall Street in the 1980s, buying up unloved companies and aggressively advocating for change to improve shareholder value by appointing board members, selling assets, and firing employees. So he's clearly the devil, right? It says, even at 86, Icahn remains one of Wall Street's most respected minds, and this year he has repeatedly warned the U.S. economy and stock market are in trouble. He's been around for 86 years, guys. I think he would know a little bit about the economy to this point. It says the investor argues the Federal Reserve boosted asset prices to unsustainable levels, and the the EMIC, it says using near zero interest rates and quantitative easing, all right, a policy where central banks buy mortgage-backed securities and government bonds in hopes of spurring lending and investment. It says, we printed up too much money. Inflation. We printed up too much money and just thought the party would never end. Sounds like Rome. It says, he said, adding that with the Fed switching stances and raising rates to fight inflation, he now believes the party's over. I did a video like this about a month ago. The party's over? What party is over? It says the hangover from the Fed's loose monetary policies, according to Icahn, is sky-high inflation, which rose 8.3% from a year ago in August. Inflation is a terrible thing. You can't cure it, Icahn said, noting the rising inflation was one of the key factors that brought down the Roman Empire. We've been telling y'all this. Carl Icahn, the small-hearted himself, is telling you. He's reiterating what we've already been saying. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. There's going to come a time when your money ain't going to be worth crap. Let's get a precept on that. This is Ezekiel 3 and... Let's go to 17 real quick. All right, because this is what we were commanded to do, to come out and tell the Carl Icahns of the world and Donald Trumps and the billionaire class, the Chaldeans, of the downfall that's getting ready to come to your society. We've been saying it, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shai, which their elders before them, was given the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shai, and its fire burns bright. This is Ezekiel 33, 3 and 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. And first and foremost, we're sent to talk to the house of Israel. Now, we speak to the entire earth as well, but we're sent only to the house of Israel for salvation. The rest of the earth is going to go into captivity, It says, I have made a watchman unto the house. I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. We're telling you that these plagues are coming straight from Yahweh Shemal Shai. It ain't going to stop until this place is decimated. Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way. That's right. And that's really talking to the Israelites. All right, as we've established. It says, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. That's right. So when we tell you of these this coming traumatic episode, which is going to be the worst in history on the earth. All right. It's like you. When we tell you these things that's going to come, it's for those of you who are the elect of the nation of Israel to repent and come out of the ways of Babylon the Great. Yet if thou warn the wicked, he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way. He shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. That's right. So we know that if we don't warn you, we're going to get judged. So we have to warn you. We have to tell you these things. We got to tell you that the economy is going to crash. We got to tell you that nukes are on their way. We got to tell you that all hell's about to break loose. Carl Icahn is only doing, the only thing the Lord is using him to do is back up what we already been saying. Okay, this is, and this going into the point where what he's already iterating, but we've already been saying for a long time. This is Ezekiel 7:17. It says, all hands shall be feeble and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them. And Carl Icahn is afraid for his America. The America he knows died a long time ago, or he knew died a long time ago. This new America is based on well, it's always been about debt notes, okay? But this new America is based on zeros and ones, man, in the computer that can be made up at any time. Nothing's based on anything real. Everything's fake, and all you're doing is printing out money, okay? And you're inflating it, okay? Nothing but hot air, all right? It says, they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon every head. And everybody who took part in this system, starting with you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, all right? Once you realize that you joined the wrong team, it'll be too late. All right, a lot of you. Some will get repentance from the Lord, but a lot of you won't. Okay? Verse 19, it says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. All right, and that's that inflation. The inflation is causing the dollar to go the way of the dodo bird. Okay, it says, their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh. That's right. So you can't pay off these particular gangs because the money ain't going to be worth shit in that day. So these gangs are going to look at your $50,000 and they're going to throw it in a pit for burning to keep warm at night. And they're going to snatch you up and probably have you as dinner for later on that evening. It says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels. It says, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. That's right. So your iniquity, okay, you starting with you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, has caused the jealousy of the Lord to come upon you. Therefore, you will be judged harshly. And we're trying to avoid this because this is why we're doing what we're doing. We're trying to avoid the coming destruction as much as we can. Now, we're going to have to partake in certain things. Certain brothers, every brother's walk is going to be different for the most part, okay? A lot of brothers are going to have to go through things. This famine that's getting ready to come on. See, this inflation is going to lead to the famine, okay? There's going to be a lot of hungry people out here, all right? Let's get another precept. Ezekiel 4:17. It's like let's start it. This is Ezekiel 4:10. Ezekiel 4:10, it says, and thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight. Yeah, so you're gonna make sure, that you're eating a proper measure for the day so that you can save the food, all right, so that you don't go hungry, eat a bunch and then go hungry for about 8 or 10 days straight. Okay? It says, and thy meat which thou eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shall thou eat it. It says, thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of an hin. From time to time shalt thou drink, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes. It says, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. That's right. That's what we're eating. We're eating shit. Complete shit. The brother from the elder Manatazaba, he did a video recently, man. It grossed me the hell out, and I'm not easily grossed out like that. I'm one of those brothers that can look at some crazy judgments, or you know what I'm saying, and not really be like, you know, about to throw up. But that shit, when he played that video, that was, whoa, you know. I mean, mosquito cakes, like, really? But that's what we are. Okay, that's what we are. We're in that prophecy, in that time of perilous times where people aren't going to care. Okay? It says, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. That's right. We're in that prophecy right now, clearly. GMOs everywhere. That's just the surface level. There's many other things that are taking place that we have not laid eyes upon, but the Lord saw. Okay? And the Lord has for our sanity's sakes, he has not allowed us to, the devil, I swear. You know, he has not allowed us to, you know, to, it's like, man, I got distracted. The devil was standing in my truck, man. I don't know why. Being a weirdo. But anyway, so, yeah, so the Lord has allowed us not to know exactly what's in our food. Although we do the best of our ability, not, you know, to just go out and, you know, be a complete demon and eat, you know, whatever we want. But, you know, we know that our food is defiled. All right, we try not to think about it as much. But then again, you know, because if you do, you get on that kick where you're trying to be over righteous, and then you'll start going off even more. Anyway, it says, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. It says, then said I, oh, Lord Yahweh Shema shall thy power, behold, my soul hath not been polluted. For from my youth up, even till now, have I not eaten of that which is defiled, just like it dieth of itself, and or is torn in pieces. Neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. That's right. And neither one of us can say that in this America is currently constructed. Neither one of us can say, all right, that with a definitive fact. Okay? That's why we say to you guys who say that they can keep all the laws of the holy, if you can keep all the commandments, laws, and statutes and commandments in America, you're bugged out and you're goofy. If you really believe you can keep all the laws, man, we'll be here all day just cursing you out on certain laws you done already failed. Just in that one conversation, we ain't even talking about over your lifetime. And we not even over your lifetime. Hell, just in the part of the time where you're in the truth. That's why we need Yahweh Shai. All right? It says, verse 15, then he said unto me, lo, I have given thee cow's dung for men's dung. It says, and thou shalt prepare thy bread wherewith. Moreover, he said unto me, son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. That astonishment word, okay? Let's look at that word real quick to the Hebrew. Oh, slacking.
Strong's H 8074. Shamaim.
It says to be desolate, be appalled, stunned, stupefied. They're gonna be looking like that. You know how Jake be having them big old buck eyes, be bucking his eyes and shit, man. Jake gonna be like chewing, like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? It says to be desolated, be deflowered, be departed, or be deserted, be appalled, to be awestruck. Jake is going to be awestruck, like, what the fuck happened? What's going on? Why is everything falling apart? It says to be desolate, to be made desolate, to be appalled, to be stunned. It says appalling, causing horror, horror causer, appaller, to devastate, ravage, make desolate, to appall, show horror, to lay desolate, be desolated, to cause to be desolate, to be appalled, be astounded, to cause oneself desolation, cause oneself ruin. And the 12 tribes of Israel, we have ruined ourselves in the sight of the Yahweh Ba'al Shem Al Shai. Okay? Verse 17, that they may want bread and water and be stunned one with another and consume away for their iniquity. Ooh. Harsh judgment, man. And that's what this inflation, all right, which this is the same thing that happened in Rome, okay? Yeah, when Rome started printing their money, okay, just printing it out, man, but not backed by anything. What you think happened? Major high inflation hit, okay? Back in the article, it says Rome famously experienced hyperinflation after a series of emperors lowered the silver content of their currency, the denarius. It says the situation then dramatically deteriorated after Emperor Diocletian instituted price controls and a new coin called the Argentius, like Bitcoin. It says, it says, which was equal in value to 50 denarii. It says the result of Roman emperors' unsustainable policies, which was an inflation rate of 15,000% between 80, 200, and 300, all right, according to estimates by some historians. Man, and this is right on point with Ezekiel 7 and 19, right on point. It says Eichen said that inflation like this worries him so much that he would have liked to see the Federal Reserve raise interest rates by a full 1% on Wednesday, instead of the 75 basis point hike that Chair Powell announced to ensure price increases won't stick around. But despite Eichen's inflation fears, the billionaire investor said he managed to outperform his peers by hedging his portfolio. Insider trading, but I don't have that as proof, but I'm sure it's insider trading. These devils are very, very crafty and criminals. They created the old system. Of course, they created loopholes for them to get out of. Anyway, it says a strategy that uses derivatives to limit market risk and increase profits during the market downturn, also known as insider trading. If you don't understand the definition of insider trading, go look it up. Okay, it's criminal. That's what a lot of Congress members are doing right now. They're regulating stock, Wall Street at the same time. How can you regulate Wall Street and have stocks in Wall Street? That's a what they call that? That's a damn. Think of the word. Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. Slakia. Basically, a conflict of interest. Okay. Slakia. That's a conflict of interest. But again, this fall, all right, is very similar to Rome. Okay. It says Eichen's Enterprises net access value jumped from 30% to $1.5 billion in the first 6 months of 2022. Really? That's not. Well, anyway, I think a lot of things are cheap and they're going to get cheaper, Eichen said, arguing that companies in the oil refining and fertilizer business should outperform the overall market moving forward. Wednesday's warning for investors wasn't the first Eichen this year. The billionaire warned back in September that a recession, or even worse, was likely on the way for the U.S. economy, and compared today's high inflation with that of the 1970s, arguing the Fed will struggle to control rising consumer prices. You can't get that genie bottle, or it's like you can't get that genie back in the bottle too easily, he said. All right, so basically what he's doing is he's backing up what the scriptures have already prescribed, which is the downfall of destruction of Babylon the Great. Okay? And these people are going to try to fight as much as they can and keep it going, but it's not going to last, guys. All right? It's not going to last. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? That's right. Also, the prophet Esdras, okay, is describing the things that are taking place on the earth currently, and it's going to bring upon the earth great confusion and destruction all at once. All right, verse 18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? Like I was telling the young lady before, you gotta pray into the correct names. Yahya Bahashem Yeshaya ain't it. It's Yahweh Bahashem Al-Shai. All right? It says, verse 19, behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness. It says, nor be always mindful of the scourges. They're not going to care. In the end, they're not going to care. These perilous times that are coming upon Babylon the Great, they're going to hiss at it and say, oh, it's just going to go away. I'm going to go to bed and tomorrow it'll be the same thing like it was yesterday. You people are just lost in the sauce. Babylon is too much on your breath. You drunken way too much of it. We've been in here in America for far too long. Our people are way too comfortable here, and the Lord is about to make it super uncomfortable very, very soon. Let's get the last precept real quick. I didn't want to make this too long. I wanted to make sure I brought that article out in the fullness because I wasn't able to do it during camp, but whatever, that's what the videos are there for, right? This is Revelation 6 and 6, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. That's right. So these people are going to be measuring the intake, okay, the amount of things that they can control, okay, because it's going to be a severe cut, a shortage, okay? The people think that they're going to be in a good case, okay? Going back to 2nd Ezra, they're going to think that they're in a good case. And like, oh, let me just stack up real quick right here and, have enough right here, okay. But the Lord said what? Verse 20, it says, but for all these things they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges, of the scourges. All right, so the Lord is sending these plagues, and the so-called Black, Latino, or Native American, and the rest of the world by proxy aren't going to listen to the Lord. So the Lord got to crank it up another dial. Verse 21, it says, behold, victuals shall be good, cheap, upon the earth. The gas price is going down. Okay, you can still get 25 nuggets for $1.99 at certain places. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they should think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And what does Babylon represent or mean? It means confusion. Okay, verse 22, it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall slack you, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, return unto the earth, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Just as in the time of Rome, this is going to fall, but this is going to be the worst fall in empire history on the earth. No other empire will fall the way America's going to fall. And by the way, for good measure, this is the last empire ran by the heathen. The empire that's going to come after this is going to be ran by you so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, okay? And let's prove that. Let's go to 6. Oh, slack. I got the wrong one. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 7, and we'll leave on this, I promise you. It says, Then I said, and then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, and when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? That's why prophecy is entirely so important. You're not prophesying, you're not warning the people. If you're not warning the people, people are going to die. Scripture says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So if you're not giving the people the vision of what's about to come upon the earth, okay, while you're preaching this word, you're doing a misservice to your listeners, to your parishioners, okay? And they will despise you for this. And the Lord is gonna raise up many of them to come after you. Okay? That's why a lot of you that are sold out to the so-called white man that call yourself Israelites, you're really just in danger the whole time. And I know you got a spirit of paranoia, a lot of you, okay? You have to, because I would. If I know that I'm knowingly teaching the wrong thing, all right, just for filthy lucre's sake, the spirit of paranoia will be on you, okay? It's just how it is. It says, verse 8, it says, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, representing him pulling him out of power. Verse 9, it says, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we have to prophesy of the destruction and downfall of Esau's kingdom. No matter how minute or how minuscule you think it is, we have to do it because it simultaneously coincides prophecy-wise with the rise of Jacob. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'al Shem Al Shai, Ba'al Shem, Rahar Kadash. Hey, shalom to the elect.